January 22nd, 2022, a strange user would join the Reddit hive mind with a rather peculiar set of images, supposedly taken around their school. So welcome, exquisite guest, and thank you for tuning in. Broadcasting out of Duskmore County, the time is 11:42 p.m. This is Internet's Unknown Mysteries. First of many posts from u/DorgDerg would be on the 25th of January, a series of images appearing to advertise a school band, with a few oddities. Take a look. So, first of all, if you can hear some meowing in the background, that's my cat. Say hello. The silence is death, and sight is a hindrance. How peculiar. And just who are these damned? Oh, exquisite guest. Please put a pin in that. We'll come back here later. Now, a second set of images were posted the next day. These figures are, well, most likely the damned. They hate music and can manipulate media, much like myself. And a newspaper, same day, describes children disappearing from schools and teachers also going no contact. Considering what Dorg has said about their situation, could they be one of these missing students? It is confirmed with his next post, stating how his friend returned from band practice blinded. So the band is purposely blinding its members to fight entities known as the Damned. More pages from the newspaper are also described, talking about strange figures, and reality distortions outside of the band hall. Also, advice on a new disease. Hooray. Symptoms include bleeding from facial orifices. Just by me, but bleeding from the facial orifices seems like a pretty good way to cover up, well, gouging out your own eyeballs. Let's move on. Work then posts about hearing noises in their house that only they can hear. Looks like the damned have, looks like they found... Just get off my computer. Sorry about that, folks. Where were we? Yes. The mystery unravels further on February 1st. ICA has described a new disease causing, well, bleeding, blindness, and mutations. It appears as though my first assumption was incorrect. These mutations include identical-like growths and extra limbs. But could these be the damned? Well, speak the devil, and he shall appear. It looks like as if these images have also been influenced by them. Dorg later says in comments that the UICA is building a perimeter around town. And what happens next is rather interesting.
We have delayed normal programs for an announcement by the UICA. They will be back after these important messages. Hello, we are the UICA. You may not know who we are, but we have been keeping you safe, and we're going to continue doing that. As you know, a strange new illness has started to spread. To keep the outside world safe from this disease, we have established this as a quarantined area. Imports and exports will be cleaned, inspected, and approved before going in or out. You may have noticed the posters and videos we put out, and today we are going into more in-depth to what the illness does to your body. The illness targets your brain, more specifically, your senses, usually sight and hearing. The illness tricks your eyes into seeing things that aren't there and hearing things outside of the room that are not there. Common audio hallucinations include radio static and whispering. They are more prevalent at night, and there is less stimulus for the brain. If you display these symptoms, wait until the next day to report them. The illness over time eats away at your brain, which can cause bleeding out or facial orifices. If you continue to bleed from your ears, eyes, or nose, contact the UICA. You may think that there are scorch marks around your house or building. These is simply a hallucination. Ignore all the scorch marks that may appear. Another common hallucination is a blurry figure. If you see this hallucination, go back to what you were doing until the hallucination goes away. These are the most common, so be sure to report them if you see one. Be especially wary of figures that look slightly transparent, as these show high nerve damage. If you see one, try to physically distance yourself from the figure as much as possible. Treatments for this strange new illness have been extensively researched, and the best treatment is smooth out your brainwaves. The UICA has equipped it necessary for rehabilitation, so do not be afraid if you are taken somewhere after a report. If you are simply taken to a place you can be cured. Rehabilitation centers are made with the utmost care for the comfort and safety of our patients. Each patient only has to stay for 24 hours before they are sent back to their friends and family. Our patients are occasionally distorted after they are rehabilitated. Do not worry. This is perfectly normal. They should be back to normal after a couple of days. Make sure you do your duty. Report those who show symptoms of the illness or speak of figures. This is not just for your safety, but for yours and your neighbors, and this could spread quickly if left unchecked. That is all. Thank you for watching, and remember, be safe.
Few questions posed. First of all, why are you recommended to report the symptoms the day after they show themselves and not right away? Perhaps the UI you hoping that, well, the problem will take care of itself. Because, well, if you get taken by the damned, they don't have to help you. The scorch marks are definitely real. I mean, why else point them out? Rehabilitation centers sure sound ominous now, don't they? Agent back, disoriented. Yeah, something's fishy about the UICA. However, the damned also did manage to get their hands on this video too, though not much information has been gained. New images are posted shortly afterwards. Apparently, music is growing less effective. No, stay right there. Right. Apparently, music is growing less and less effective. But now I must ask, who does the music protect? The UICA or the damned? I see neither. Well, the posters seem to be bleeding from the eyes and ears, and they have the UICA wants to eradicate. But they also mention helping the damned save themselves. And it seems is a third party. Up next, we have the newspaper of the 14th of February. Now, this one is quite a doozy, exquisite guest. The CA now has full jurisdiction over the town, and students with the illness, most of which were involved with the band, might I add, have gone missing. There's also this tidbit of text provided by DorgDerg, revealing that someone within the TV network broadcasting for the UICA has betrayed them. Turns out, the UICA have done this before. When they're trying to do something to this town, and they aren't going to hesitate to use the nuclear option if things get a bit out, shall we say. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, concrete proof that these damned do indeed exist. A picture courtesy of a user by the name of Xander Spy. I'll come back to them later. On February 20th, a new post was made. The UICA is providing health scanners. Kids are continuing to be sent to school, and the damned can use street greens as transportation. That exquisite guest, I humbly challenged any of the damned to enter through my television screen and live to tell the tale. It won't be pretty. Moving on. The UICA gets even more sketchy as the floor plans of the rehabilitation chambers get leaked, complete with brainwave removal areas, data insertion rooms, and containment. These plans were first posted by Xander Spy. Remember him? Well, apparently they have been hard at work creating a resistance force known as the Bloody Eye, which has been referenced a few times in the past posts. However, he seems to have been losing control of the organization as of late, taking a more action-oriented stance against the UICA instead of just a purely informational one. That is the story so far, exquisite guest. Perhaps you can figure out the various codes and hidden communications that I could not. I wish you a happy hunting. So, well, first things first, what I enjoyed about this series. The presentation is definitely one of the more unique aspects of this entire presentation. They really thought out and consistent art style definitely adds to the, immersion factor and overall quality of the work. Though my one major critique is the storyline itself is a bit hard to follow in some places. But then again, that probably is just me. So, I suppose that's it then. Not really much of a review. I'm tired, and this video's gone on for quite a while, and the editing process has been a lot more than it usually is, but I'll give the series what it deserves. Well, I at least hope you enjoyed it, dear exquisite guest. This has been Internet's Unknown Mysteries, signing off.